Why do men like other girls' bikini pictures but feel a way about it when it's their girlfriends posting these pictures? Men will literally double tap a picture of a girl showing an obscene amount of skin but then be completely appalled when their girlfriends post similar pictures on social media. What is it? Is it jealousy? Is it being protective? Or is it just pure hypocrisy? This is what's been on my mind this week, so let's talk about it. Let me preface this entire video by saying this. Ladies, wear whatever you want, post whatever you want, show as little or as much skin as you want. It's your body, it's your social media account. Do whatever makes you happy. Now that that's out of the way, let's you and I have an honest conversation. Ladies, let's make a deal. I won't bullshit you if you don't bullshit me. I'll go first. Every picture that I've ever posted on social media has been for the sole purpose of other people seeing it. The pictures that I take for myself, the videos that I take for myself, stay in my phone, on my hard drive, on my cloud account. They are not posted on social media. So can we stop saying, oh, I felt cute this day, but this one was just for me. Oh, I looked really nice in this outfit, but the picture was just for me. The pictures that are just for you, Sharon, are in your phone. The pictures that you post on a social media platform are for others to see. I'm making this video and I will post it intentionally for others to see this. The videos that I make for me stay in my phone or on my hard drive. Stop saying the pictures are for you. They are for everybody that has access to that account. I grew up in the 1900s and 90s. Back then, taking pictures was a whole process. There would be a cameraman who would usually ride his bicycle down our street once every few months, right? And then my parents would chase him down, bring him back to the house, force us to take quick baths and be camera ready in 5 minutes. And then this gentleman would take 5, maybe 10 pictures of us and be on his way. Maybe a month, sometimes even 2, he would come back with an envelope with all the pictures that he had taken of us and present them to my mom. Then my mom would pick the pictures she thinks are good and display them in the living room in what we called picture frames. And then the pictures that remained would go in the big booklet that we called a photo album. It had little plastic slides where you would slide in the pictures, of course. This photo album would be put somewhere on a shelf in her bedroom. The pictures that would be displayed in the living room were for everybody to see. The pictures that would go into the photo album, usually only family members and maybe close friends would have access to those. Those pictures were for the family. The ones that were displayed in the living room were for everybody to see. So ladies, stop saying the pictures were only for you if you displayed them on a public platform for everybody to see. Men are visual creatures. We respond to what we see. So what you've posted or what you're presenting to us by what you're wearing, your appearance, is our visual introduction to you. And the visual introduction of yourself that you give to a man will invoke different motivations from the man, depending on what we see visually. Keep that in mind. So there are 2 things that you would inspire visually from a man. Number 1, I like what I see and I want to see more and get to know this person and blah, 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 blah. Number 2, I want to remove the little parts that are covered and explore what's underneath. That is it. It's not pretty, but I promised I will not bullshit you. These are the 2 things that you will inspire in a man. I like you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I like what I see. I want to smash. Those 2 things. Picture this. There's no man dressing up on a Friday night to go to the club and thinking, I hope I meet my wife tonight at the club. No man is thinking this. This is at least not as an initial thought. The primary thought that's going through a man's mind when he's dressing up to go to an environment like that is, I hope I have a great time. I hope I meet some beautiful women and get laid. That's it. Again, not pretty, but it's true. There is no man walking into a club, seeing you with everything popping out in your skimpy dress and thinking, this is the mother of my children. That is not the initial thought. The initial thought is that I can't wait to take that off and this is the reality. And ladies, if you're honest with yourselves, to some extent, you know this. No man's trying to show pictures of you in skimpy outfits or showing a lot of skin to their mother. This is just the reality. And yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Having said this, of course, there are exceptions to every rule. I've been in situations where I've seen a girl who shows a lot of skin on social media, and when I've gotten to know her and had a conversation with her, it was a complete 180. She was explaining to me the intricacies of the Israeli-Palestine war, the history behind it, how it affects the region today, and going forward, how it will affect the entire world as a whole in vivid detail. I've also been in situations with the most physically modestly dressed person you can ever meet. And they're in business. So I'm explaining to them my approach towards pricing and how I prefer having a product so good in its own quality that it merits the price rather than pricing a mediocre product just to beat the competition, right? And this person is in business and I pause as we're having dinner so that I can wait for her input. I cannot make this up. Her actual reaction was, "That's lit." No lie. That was the beginning, middle, and end of her contribution to the conversation. So sometimes you cannot judge a book by its cover when it comes to women and how they display themselves, especially on social media. But in most cases, the cover tells the entire story of the book. Men will like women, regardless. Whether you're wearing a bikini or a hijab, men will be attracted to you. The visual representation of you that you introduce to us dictates the motivation of us approaching you. There are two things that you can motivate in us physically, because at this point, we don't know what your heart is. We don't know how kind or caring you are. At this point, we are approaching you purely on what we see physically. So how you present yourself, be it in real life or on social media, dictates what our motivation for approaching you is. And these are just, again, the realities of life and the world we live in. After sex, this is the moment a man is most honest, most clear, most logical. He's thinking straight. He's not distracted with anything in that moment. And I can tell you right now, they will not tell you, you will not know, but after sex, a man knows exactly where you stand in his life. He knows exactly who you are and the extent of your relationship. Two things happen in that moment for a man. Number one is he's wondering where you've been all his life, and he just wants to stay in bed all day with you and only leave the comfort of your arms to go and make you breakfast and come back to bed, or to pick up a laptop and watch rom-coms all day with you. The other thought is, how much time is polite enough for me to ask what cab hailing service she prefers so that I can get her a ride and she can leave my house? One way or the other, it's absolutely clear where you stand post nut. So the reason men will like girls' bikini pictures and feel some type of way about you presenting yourself like that on a public platform for other men to see is men understand men. Okay? We are visual creatures and we'll look at a woman in a bikini and it will trigger in us that pure, raw, animalistic instinct to satisfy that visual curiosity, so we will like it. Men will go to extreme lengths to satisfy their visual curiosity. I've seen men spend unbelievable amounts of money just to make a girl comfortable enough to feel that the man likes her, but he was only after, the cookie. So we understand that once you trigger that curiosity in a man, that he wants to know, he wants to scratch that itch, they will go to extreme lengths to make sure that it happens. So as men, we understand that because it happens to us. There are women that just trigger that in us, and it's got nothing to do with wanting a relationship. It's got nothing to do with trying to create a future. It's just raw animalistic curiosity. It exists in every man. As you get more emotionally mature, you just figure out how to control it and also realize that creating more meaningful relationship is over time more satisfying than having short-term flings purely for sexual gratification. But make no mistake, that urge, desire lives in every man. So when we are telling you not to post certain pictures, it's from a place of understanding how men view these things and what you're triggering in these men and what motivations they will have when they approach you. We understand these things and we're trying to protect you from ending up in certain places. And even you as women, if you looked at it logically, you'll understand that you post a bikini picture, somebody likes it. They don't know you. They don't know your kind. They don't know that you are a good Christian woman. All they know is that you have a banging body. So I don't know how this doesn't translate because you know that they commented or liked or texted or DM'd based off of the physical representation you've shown them. So I don't know why a woman gets shocked when all the person is interested in is what they have seen. And like I say, sometimes people will surprise you and you get to discover a deeper, bigger part of who they are. And that supersedes their physical anything. But most of the time, things are as they are. Marilyn Monroe wrote, "Your clothes should be tight enough to show that you're a woman, but loose enough to show that you're a lady." Those have been my thoughts this week. And wherever you're listening to this from, wherever you're watching this from, I hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. And as always, dare to be great. See what happens. Peace.